Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Oncast.com, baby. It is that time. It is a Friday. It is a great day for Heroes of New Earth, as we are going to find out our third deathmatch team going to DreamHack Winter 2013. We've already seen Lion Esports Club. We've already seen Too Much Sugar. Stay Green, of course, going being auto-qualified. We're going to find out yet another team here today, and these two ones are going to be battling it out in a straight-up best-of-5. We have Internet Gangsters taking on Team Excellent. Best-of-5, game number 1. Going to be coming at you. A lot of people are hyping this up one to be as the best series probably of all three death matches, and it is hard to argue against that. With that said, before we get into the game here, of course, first things first, I'm Breaking CBK, and today a little bit different. Today we're going to be having some fun today. Being a Friday, I figured let's go crazy today. So with that said, I got a couple of co-casters that are going to be joining me. First things first, I'm going to be joined by Panny. Panny, how you doing?
What up? I'm doing good. I'm hyper.
You should be. We got a great match here, so we're all excited for this great match here. We also are going to be joined by another co-caster, as I promised. We're joined by Chu is coming. No, I can't do that. Could you imagine? No, we're also joined by Keizu of Too Much Sugar, of course. Keizu, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, doing good.
Doing good. All right, so with that said, again, going to have some fun today. We figure maybe even you guys could pick a team who you're going to be. I mean, what are your predictions, guys? We'll do that. Panny, what are your predictions here?
IG.
Pew.
IG, all the way?
3-1.
3-1, huh? Okay. Casey, what about you?
Okay, I want Pew to win, but IG is going to win 3-2.
Dude, no, don't say the second part.
Yes.
Gotcha. So, but you're expecting at least a closer series, a 5 games. I wouldn't be surprised, man. I mean, this is definitely a great series. Now, first things first, right off the bat, before we talk about the hero picks here and whatnot, there's something you may notice. Obviously, you do look at Team Excellent. Pee-wee was not able to make it today. He is their new 5th. Of course, Brodex, that situation is long gone now. Pee-wee is their new 5th. He wasn't able to make it today, so they're using Marcus Moy. I don't know if you guys know much more about this player specifically, if you could maybe give us some insight, but either one of you?
Marcus Moy, Finnish player. And he plays carry. He's pretty good. That's all I know.
He's been the ringer for quite a while whenever Nox is missing.
Okay.
Because he usually fills the carry role, so I don't know what they're going to do this game. But he's a pretty solid player.
All right. Fair enough. All right, so a little bit of information there. So, again, a little bit different, 100% their go-to roster by any means, but, hey, it still is a strong roster at then again, still expecting a great series. All right, with that said, though, we are moving along here. We're, in fact, in the second tier of picks now. So let's take a look and see what the hell happened here. The banning phase, we had Dampier, Warbeast, Tempest, Keeper. The picks coming out for IG, they started with Engineer, Bubbles into Sandwraith. And then as far as xCet goes, they went Master of Arms, Ophelia, Kraken over there. And you see Engineer, the next pickup. The other bands were Wretched Hag, Rally, Gemini, Fade, Moon Queen, Torture. So that's a quick catch-up right there. Panny, we'll start with you first. Anything standing out to you so far we're talking about?
Looks like the first set of bans, nothing really amazing. Warbeast and Dampier, kind of more respect bans towards each team. Nox, a very good Dampier player, and Warbeast definitely exhibit is just really strong.
Yeah.
As it picks, nothing really stands out once again. I think everything's pretty standard so far.
It sure is. Definitely nothing out of the ordinary here. Keizu, what about you? What are your thoughts so far?
Yeah, kind of the same way. Both teams are probably pretty happy with what they've got. They all have super strong heroes. I don't think they can complain at all.
There you go. So with that said, now what are your thoughts about actually? Again, I had obviously Swinamelons on. I'm sure you guys heard yesterday. He obviously loves to get plenty of insight on the draft. Being a captain himself, he definitely puts a lot of thought into that. He actually made an interesting comment about he feels Master of Arms is kind of an overpicked hero to an extent, especially in that support role. Now, there were numbers to back it up. I guess with the Sound Blaster Heroes League, I guess his win percentage wasn't the best. Do you guys feel similar? I mean, do you guys think Master of Arms maybe is a little overrated?
I don't know if I can agree or disagree with that. Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't completely agree, but to an extent, yeah.
What about you, Pam?
I think he's really good.
I think he's he can be situational. Like he's very good, for example, against push lineups because of the goo. And I think as support, the ultimate is just really strong. Like no other support hero really has a global ultimate except for maybe Nymphora. So I think that in that aspect, he can just provide a lot. But like Keizu said, you can argue kind of for and against it. I think he's very strong, but there's also heroes who can be better. Kind of depends on the situation.
Yeah. So again, it is going to be picked up obviously here for Team xCet, as we mentioned. In fact, it was their first pick. We still do see a lot of teams obviously do that. But hell, we're finishing off here. So how about those finishes? IG, they went with Empath into the Pestilence pickup actually, and then you have the final pickups over here: Corrupted Disciple into Ravener. So both sides finishing up. So again, we'll start with Panny here first, finishing up. Any comments to make on these lineups now?
I like Excellence lineup a lot more. I don't really know how IG could have really given them Ophelia and Moy. I think the combination is really strong. It might be a bit underrated because we haven't really seen it in a long time. On top of that, they have Kraken, just a very strong pick overall. And then even Ravenor and CD are just really, really strong heroes, and they provide a lot mid to late game and even early game with Ravenor. So I like Excellence draft a lot. On top of that, though, you do have IG who has Sandwraith. And that is kind of the standout pick for them, and just one of the best hard carries, just because of the ultimate really provides the ability to roam at any level. After 6.
Oh yeah, very annoying. And there's the Empath combination on top of that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that just really puts it on another level as far as it already being annoying. Casey, what about you? Your thoughts on the lineups here?
Yeah, both teams have a really strong lineup. I do give the edge to Excellent as well, but it really comes down to how well the lanes go for IG and Excellent. If IG do well in their lane, they should be in a good spot with Sandwraith ganking and an early portal key on Pestilence. But I think it's really going to come down to the mid lane, how well Bubbles does up top for IG, and how fast P was able to level and push on the Ophelia.
All right, so we'll see. As far as the start here goes, so just protecting the jungles on either side. Another side, okay, so there's Ophelia, of course, on the Hellborn team, but IG choosing not to go aggressive there, not to really rush for a Water Site put down. What do you guys think about that? I mean, we see that so often, especially if you're a non-jungler versus a jungle team, really trying to block those camps, but obviously IG not interested in that here.
Maybe they feel like they're not strong enough to go up against them. Like, maybe they feel like, okay, Excellent, they're going to like protect their jungle. Maybe they're scared of getting bloodlusted, like of losing the level 1 fight. Or maybe they just want the wards to protect themselves from the ganks rather than blocking the camps out of Pew.
I think that plus, like a lot of people recently, when the jungle is blocked, they'll just go enemy jungle, and you can't really have the support bottom Empath go against the Ophelia 1v1 because he'll have to like get help from Engineer, and then you put Pestilence up against 2 people mid, and it doesn't really favor them that much. So I think just blocking or not blocking anything will just prevent Ophelia from even going aggressive and just staying in her own jungle, so they know where she is at least, instead of her kind of being an anonymous factor.
All right, so yeah, of course she is going to be in her own jungle. You do see, again, the ward side here, so yeah, no blocks end up happening in the long run. How about this Rev ward from Sender, actually? Did he actually counter anything with that?
Yeah, he countered the ward. He was sitting on the Ancients and Fine placed the ward, and Sender just saw it all the way.
Big plays. Sender coming out right there.
That's really big for them.
Yeah, that's obviously protects this middle lane here as far as preventing the vision, obviously, for the Hellborn team. Obviously, they do have the Ophelia factor, though, as far as a possible setup in the middle lane, but we'll see how that plays out. Just a quick comment that I actually have on this Hellborn lineup, too, that really thing that stands out to me. They got a good mix of physical and magic damage. I mean, you got, obviously, plenty of physical from Kraken, Master of Arms assisting with that with the goo and the minus armor. Corrupted Disciple, obviously, eventually later game especially. He gets crazy with the physical. Magic damage, though, again, same kind of thing. Ravener's all about that. You, of course, got Corrupted and Kraken, deals some good magic damage, as well as Master of Arms for that matter. So it's a nice blend right here, I think, coming out here for the Hellborn side. It's what stands out to me. But the matchups now. Let's talk about the matchups here that we have in these lanes, what's going on. Obviously, Sandwraith Empath versus the Kraken at the bottom. You expect Sandwraith to have a great time, but Kraken, yeah, at least expect him to get some good levels here, at least. Casey, we'll go to you.
Yeah, for sure. I'm actually pretty sure that he's going to do just as fine as the Bubbles top in the 1v1. They pulled him regen, and CD usually crushes any hero pretty hard. And Kraken does really well in 2v1, so I actually think that both Bubbles and Kraken will do about the same.
Yeah.
And that obviously favors Excellent, because they're not using 2 heroes. While IG, they're using 2.
Oh, the ball lining initiation, or not initiation, but the finish right there coming out from Nox. Beautiful ball lighting, actually, coming out. Ophelia was the one that first ran into Engineer. They were going for some rune control. Actually, Ophelia, though, found him, got the Catman Champion nuke off, I believe, and eventually assisted for the kill right there with Nox getting the Bloodlust. That is a big start there, right, Penny?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, mid lane in this game, like Kezu said, top and bottom, you pretty much know what's going to happen. Kraken's going to get a bit of farm, Bubble's going to get a bit of farm, but middle's where all the kills happen, where all the plays are going to go out, where Pew might be ganking, where Insania might come and gank. I mean, this lane is just definitely huge, especially because it contains both the initiators, Ravenor and Pestilence. They want to get those early PKs, so whoever gets the most farm, whoever gets more kills is going to have that edge to mid game.
Yeah. So obviously Ravener having that 414 gold per minute. Now, by the way, also Nox playing the Ravener here. So you mentioned Marcus Moy. He is a Finnish player, happens to be a carry player himself. He usually replaces Nox, but of course replacing Pewee today. That is kind of interesting, seeing Nox not on the hard carry for Team Excellent. But, I guess obviously just feeling a little bit more comfortable with this setup here. By the way, the skin is also badass here in Ravener. I just actually realized that. I don't know if I've seen that one yet.
All the other people use the... I don't even know what it's called. But
Diablo,
you know the other one. The one that everyone uses.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's just different. And it actually looks really cool. But
I like that one the most, but yeah. I'm actually kind of surprised. Bastards is doing incredibly well down bottom.
Yeah.
He's sitting on 20 creep kills in a 2 versus 1.
Holy crap. I mean, you think maybe that has a little bit to do with the empath support or just bad lane positioning or what?
He should be doing well, but not this well. Like, if he had 15 creeps, then I would say okay, but he's sitting on, like, over 20. He's close to Sandra's creep kill.
That is pretty crazy, yeah. That is.
So, yeah, Bastards doing a really good job down here.
That's a beautiful start across the board. X for X, and actually middle lane Pestilence is going to be jumping right in. The minus armor definitely taking effect. Health potion going to be canceled immediately, and down goes Pestilence right there. I mean, even attempting to use the health potion while you're still in the goo, that's just kind of silly in the first place. But yeah, obviously in panic mode there was Zergo. And of course not enough, so good combination coming up from Excellent. Guess what? They took advantage because Engineer was missing during that. He was roaming once again for that rune control. Looks like he got the refreshment as well, as actually regen was bottled up in Master of Arms. So that's kind of a double whammy right there in favor of Team Excellent. I mean, overall, this is actually a pretty damn good start here for Excellent. I mean, the top lane I expect, how is Corrupted doing, by the way? He is 20-6 compared to a 9-3 bubble, so he's winning that matchup. But I don't know. To me, it seems like that is a little bit low on the creep farm, though. What do you guys think?
Yeah, he might be harassing the bubble. Like, he might be focusing more on harassing the bubbles out of lane than actually getting creeps. I haven't watched the lane that much, but he could be doing a bit better. But then again, I haven't watched the lane too much. Maybe one of you guys have seen more than I have.
Panning?
I mean, yeah, they did. This is the second time they fought. As you can see, Bubbles has had a full bottle before. He got it a couple minutes in, so he spent a lot of mana just harassing the CD, and just CD would do the exact same back to him. And I kind of agree with his decision because shutting down Bubbles and preventing him from just getting farm is much better now that the Kraken is even doing a lot better in his lane. I mean, now it's going to be CD, Kraken, and Ravener, who all are above almost 300 GPM soon. CD a bit, just lacking a bit, but I mean, the fact that Kraken's doing so well is just a huge boost, and it doesn't require CD to do amazing now anymore, just because Bastards is kind of making up for that.
Yeah. Yeah, that is so impressive. I mean, he's level 6 now, 325 gold per minute on Kraken down here. I mean, he really is having a hell of a time. So that's definitely something I'm sure Excellent's going to be able to work off of. And, of course, as always, slowly but surely, Pew here on Ophelia. And that's also another, I mean, you do look at that farm, 200 gold per minute, actually. None of the camps were blocked that we noticed there. It seems to be a little low. Am I correct to make that statement?
Yeah. He should be doing it. He should be at like 250 plus minus.
Yeah.
But then again, he ganked for mid and he ganked for top one, so you could argue about it, but he should be doing a little bit better than he is right now.
Yeah, he's been a little active here, so yeah, definitely, again, he was obviously a big part of that kill on the Engineer for the Bloodlust kill, so at least being active in that sense, and 0-1 right there, so, but yeah, definitely would like for him, I'm sure, Excellent, to get that GPM up, so we'll see. Keep an eye on that for Pew playing the Ophelia. World's best Tempest player playing the Ophelia this game, so see how that works out. Bottom line, Kraken is level 7 now. I don't know.
He's gonna kill it. He's gonna kill it.
He's gonna kill Empath. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it. Oh.
I mean, Samurai can't do anything, so it's like.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we actually haven't seen that aggression come out just yet.
How the hell did neither of them have denies? Sandrave 0, Kraken 0. How? Empath 0.
Wow, that's true.
What are they doing?
Maybe they made an agreement to go league style and be like, guys, no denying, please. let's keep it easy. Just focus on your own creeps. That is strange. Wow.
Yeah, this is going to be really huge though for Excellent, because if Pew chooses to push top, they need to sacrifice a couple more people to come. Maybe Engineer, maybe that Empath. They need some rotation to go off, and mid lane is not doing well. The Pestilence can't go solo against 2. And bottom, if Sandwraith is one-on-one against Kraken, he's not going to do well either.
Panty, though, top lane. Corrupted Disciple going in. Bubbles with the initiation. Corrupted Disciple's going to fall again. That's the power of Sandwraith right there. Ophelia now, she's trying to survive, if not get a counter kill. Not going to happen, though. And Sandy also ported in, and obviously a 2-for-0 exchange. So Bubbles initiated with the Kelpo. They were pushing the tower. They were not ready, though, for that initiation. So big plays coming out for Internet Gangsters right there. And that's something they definitely needed because, again, this momentum's been looking pretty good for the Hellborn team so far. So what do you think about that, Casey?
Yeah, they really needed that. It was really good rotations. They saw Pew come over, and I guess Zibe, who is in the suicide lane playing the bubbles, he called for rotations. And Empath TP'd, Engineer ran over, Sandwraith ulted, just really well executed there. Yeah. Some very well needed kills for them.
You see Kraken now. I mean, now they know Sandwraith ultimate's down. He is level 8. Again, it's not a case. Oh, actually, middle lane. What are they doing here? Oh, that's just an illusion. So kind of baiting it out. But Bubbles is invis, but there is a Rev Ward right here in the river. So if he gets a little bit closer, they should be able to see him and get that information. But they're trying to play patient, wait for the opportunity here. I don't know if they're going to go. Okay, now he's definitely on top of the Rev Ward. So no sneaky plays. No sneaky plays going to be coming out.
I'm still waiting for Bassett to use his ulti.
Yeah.
He can easily kill. Oh, he's actually in trouble now.
Yes, well, he's going to be running away. You do see Empath looking to cut him off again. He has ulti. He has Tsunami charge. That's good for the turnaround, and here comes Empath. Oh, there's a laser crack. Going to go for the TP, actually. Not going to happen, though. So Bassett's, yeah, he just got caught a little too pushed up right there.
Okay, questionable play with the ulti TP, but
yeah,
could have worked, but just looked a little silly to me.
Does Tsunami charge go through the wall, by the way?
Yeah.
It is funky like that. Yeah, okay. That's what that wall was used. But, well, that's unfortunate because Bassett's was having such a great start. But what do you think is more impactful right now in this game? I'll start with you, Pandy. The Sandwraith, the massive farm that he's really good, 4 to 30 gold per minute, or just a little bit better farm overall on the Hellborn team?
Like Kezu said in the beginning of the game, laning phase is really important. Before I even speak mid lane.
Yeah, we got middle lane here. Kelpo going to go out there. There's a Sandwraith port and easy kills coming out for IG. Ravener and Master Farm stood at zero chance right there. Yeah, that was just the team. All 5 end up being there for IG. And obviously collapsing right there. So big plays coming out from Internet Gangsters.
Yeah, definitely. Really well played. But as I was saying, like Kezu said before, if they get the edge early game, IG, that is, regardless of who's getting farm, if they just get pick-offs like they did right there, it's definitely in their favor, and it's working right now. The fact that Sandwraith has TP twice, picked up kills, and now is an Energizer, plus 1,000 gold, is definitely going to favor them right now going into mid-game, because you see Marcus Moy still 260 gold per minute, just as team boost investments, and nothing really too much. I mean, Nox isn't anywhere near that portal key, and then Bassett just died. He's trying to get the helm of the Black Legion. So they really need to shut down the Sandwraith and make sure that they can prevent the snowball effect right now.
Yeah, I honestly go back. I mean, the deaths obviously hurt, but Corrupted Disciple and Ophelia, their farm seems to be really struggling. How about this, Ophelia, the triple Vulture Lord army right here? That when you have 3 Vulture Lords, it's almost as if you're really trying for that. What do you think about that? I know, Pandy, I know you play Ophelia every now and then.
I mean, they're good because they have a lot of HP, but and for farming purposes. But I don't like 3. I mean, there's not really a point. I feel like Minotaur, Cadman, Skeleton, you always pick them over Vulture Lords after a certain level, pretty much after level 7, because you don't really need to spend too much time farming after that. It's more ganking, and whenever you have that extra time, you farm. So he's going to be letting one go there. He's going to pick up a Minotaur now, but he definitely needs to start either pushing or setting up a gank. He can't really be in the jungle too long.
Yeah. And obviously, again, he assisted with the Bloodlust kill, but since then, there hasn't been a whole lot of, really very little action, obviously, as they only have 2 kills in total now, compared to the 5 that IG has. So, Corrupted Disciple, speaking of his start, he's got the Steam Boost, he went to Mystic Vestments. It's good, obviously, to get that early on, but his Energizer is nowhere nearby. I mean, he's sitting on the Duck Boots currently. He does have around 700 gold saved up, but I guess it is somewhat nearby, but still needs a little bit of room. Ravener here, I'm curious to get your thoughts on this. I mean, Ravener is definitely one of these heroes that it seems like his build can vary. We see, actually, initiation right here from Ravener. Speaking of it, going on the Pestilence. Here comes Ophelia, but nice impaled on the flight's active. Sandwraith is going to use the Desert's Curse as well. Pestilence lives, the wall comes out, and down goes Ravener. Bubbles obviously joining the party. Empath is inside of Sandwraith. They get the kill as well to Ophelia. Kraken joining the party, but beautiful release of Kraken, actually doing a bit of damage right there, but not nearly enough. It actually didn't stun anyone, so maybe not as good of a placement as I thought it was initially. Sandwraith, in the meantime, he uses the Desert's Curse once again to get away. So no counter kills able to be had right there from Team Excellent. From Team Excellent. So IG, once again, they're continuing to look pretty good, especially after that now.
IG, they're just outmaneuvering Excellent right now. Like all their rotations, it seems like, I don't know, Excellent just isn't ready fast enough. Like CD TP'd in really late. Kraken ult was used after 2 people had already died.
Yeah.
And then just some miscues, like Pew's creeps got stunned like 3 times in a row where he could have just positioned them differently, and I don't know. IG is just playing it better than Excellent at this point.
Yeah, and on top of that, Kraken was just not really able to get a tsunami charge off into that Sandwraith. It was really close. He wanted to position it so Sandwraith would get on the cliff of his own tower, but really couldn't get that off, and that kind of lost him a kill. He just got stunned too long. So, and on top of that, I feel like Excellent is the one to they should be kind of forcing this a bit more than IG. I feel like they should be pushing towers and forcing a fight through that push. It shouldn't really be IG getting all these ganks off, forcing Excellent to respond by TPing. I feel like Excellent definitely needs to kind of start pushing and force a fight through that.
Well, so far, I mean, Kraken, he's kind of hiding here in the middle lane. I almost think he might have been spotted right there, so I don't think it's even much of a secret. And, I mean, you see on the mini-map, there's nowhere nearby from IG, so almost a little bit of wasted time here coming out from Team Excellent. We'll see in the long run if it works out. Meanwhile, the top lane wall comes out. Bubbles with the initiation. Corrupted Disciples like, screw it. I just got to stand my ground. Even the Master's call. Ooh, maybe a little bit of better communication right there for the team. They could have maybe had a little bit of a chance, but it seemed like the communication wasn't the best right there between Master of Arms, Global Ultimate, and himself. And, well, in the end result probably would have been the same anyways as Corrupted gets picked off. So, yeah, that's and obviously Bubbles even has his Kelfield still. He had a double damage rune active there, but didn't even need to use that. So it just more and more. Now, despite that, though, despite the hero kills looking really good here for IG, the overall stats don't suggest this is a one-sided game by any means. Raven, in the meantime, going to get initiated, though. He's in a lot of trouble. He will end up falling right here. Ophelia's touch was used, but clearly not enough. And the chase once again continues. Kraken has his ultimate. He gets stunned for the meantime and not going to be able to find an opportunity for it. So, again, the reaction here from Team Excellent. They got numbers now. Not able to get counter kills, but they're going to go for a push here. We'll see. Oh, Kelfin, it's 0-4 actually, and here we go. Sandwraith's looking to go in with the Desert's Curse. Not going to go in just yet, waiting for the more follow-up. In comes Release of Kraken. Pestil's going to run away, though, with Haster and Empath inside, and now Kraken's the one in trouble. He's tsunami charges away. In the meantime, Corrupted Disciple now, he's in a little bit of trouble himself. Impel's going to be used on him. The follow-up damage, the Overload doing plenty in return, though. Sandwraith's Desert's Curse not going to be enough, so, well, when it's all said and done, 0 kills actually happening in that crazy fight right there. Well, okay. And now they're going to push.
Excellent, they should just seriously bunch as 5. They're getting outmaneuvered pretty badly by IG. Like, they're playing it really well. The way Insania is roaming, setting up kills, same goes for Zibby, and like just the whole team. They're playing it really well. I feel like Excellent, they should just... Ooh,
oh my gosh. IG, yeah, they wanted to defend that, maybe deny it, but not in time. That was interesting seeing the TPs kind of staggered right there. But not enough in the end, so... Well, so grouping up and pushing, I mean, obviously that's basically what they do right there, and it does result in a tower kill, so...
It's good, because, like, the way they've tried it the first 2 times with just CD and Ophelia, like, all IG is gonna do, and, like, they've done it 10 minutes ago, they'll do it again. They'll have a Bubbles use his kelp field, 2 people will be there beforehand, Sandra's gonna ulti in, and then they have the numbers. And they're gonna defend and get a kill, so Excellent, it's kind of forced to be as 5 when they push.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they'll just get outplayed.
Top lane. Yeah, Bubbles coming in. He has a Kelfield. Easy use right there. Sandwraith is like, I want to join the party too. And Zergo actually comes in to clean up on Pestilence. So you can see that coming from a mile away as a spectator. It's almost you just wanted to yell like, Marcus Moy, watch out. Not going to happen though. He dies. And the tower is now in a lot of trouble as well. So before we get into that though, Panny, actually curious on your thoughts, or really both of you. The build here on Fibeli, he is going for the Firebrand. He has the Mighty Blade. I expect the Shrunken Head, maybe even a Frostburn though. That wouldn't be out of the question, I guess. But what do you think about the build he's going for here?
Well, I like the fact that Pestilence has the ultimate kind of minusing his -6 armor right now. That allows Fibeli to do a lot of damage without even having purchased an item. On top of that, his W gives even more damage. So I think whatever build he's going, if it's going to be a Shrunken Head, is still very good. You know, Hellborn doesn't have really any stun except for Kraken ultimate that can hold him down through a Shrunken Head. Maybe a Skeleton King if you can get one. So making him mobile.
Oh yeah, bottom lane, release the Kraken, and the Caster's Curse, Panny, it's real! Sandwraith goes down right there. You see the Tsunami charge away, but now the response coming up. Bubbles doesn't have a Kelfield just yet, but beautiful hero blocking in the meantime. He says, I don't need a Kelfield, I can just block you with my ass apparently. Pestilence follows. And obviously an easy kill right there to counter. So it is a 1-for-1, but that's still a big kill on the Sandwraith at the same time. From the Hellborn team, at least. So they get something out of it. But, Casey, what are your thoughts on the Sandwraith?
Sandwraith is like one of those heroes where you can basically, like, you get those Steam Boost Energizer, and then you can basically build whatever you want. Nothing's, like, really bad. Like, everything's good. And then there's the few builds that I like the most, which is, like, Firebrand Shrunken, or
Portal Key.
Geometer's Bane, or Basher, or Dawnbringer. Like, you can have a lot of stuff, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna... Actually, I'm not sure. He could go Shrunken, he could go Frostburn, or Basher.
You have to call it.
Okay, I'll say... Let's see. I'll say Shrunken.
What do you think, Penny?
Go Frostburn.
Frostburn, I guess. Yeah.
You're leaving with Basher? It's not going to be Basher.
Breaking Basher, dude.
Basher is not bad.
Fine, I'll take Basher. We'll see. Speaking of Sandwraith, he wants revenge. He's going to go for Kraken right here with Bubbles. Bubbles does have the kill field. They know he has a Tsunami charge, though, so not worth it. Ball Lightning in response going to miss, but it does do enough to scare them off right there. So, yeah, not a kill by any means. But Fiboli's farm has kind of tapered off a little bit. I mean, it's still 430 gold per minute, but obviously spending a little bit of time here fighting now, so kind of remaining around there. But we'll see. We'll see what Fiboli comes through with. In the end. You do see Pestilence. Obviously, he has the Portal Key. The obvious follow-up here is that Shrunken Head now, so I'm sure that's going to be coming along. And then Bubbles is looking pretty good as well. The supports, they're doing their part, and especially when you compare to Master of Arms. Obviously, he's not doing too much in terms of his farm, unfortunately, for the Hellborn team. But now you got Corrupted Disciple on the other side. It is kind of one of those funky situations. Obviously, Shrunken Head, especially on a hero like Corrupted, is always good. But there's still going to be a lot of damage coming out even with the Shrunken Head. Is it still necessary, though, you think, guys?
Yeah. Against the Engineer Bubbles, definitely. There's also Pesty Stun and the Empath skill. See, it's just the core item on Corrupted Disciple.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, when he gets a Shrunken Head, we go Team Fight as 5. Even against that team, it's going to help against a lot. But then there's still the Pesty ult that's going to remove all his armor, and then Sandwraith who's going to be just... bunching in those auto attacks on him.
Stabbing with a dagger. Ah!
It's the Frostburn.
Yep, that's what I thought, Kazu. Stay down.
All the way. Expected that. All right, so Frostburn picked up on Fibeli, so I think the obvious estate. Well, I mean, see, if he is going to go the Frostburn, why not Searing Light then? I mean, obviously, the obvious is that Ice Brand, of course, applies more life, but... was that necessary here, you think, or?
He probably feels like since he's not going to Shrunken, like he won't be completely immune. He just wants more beefiness when he actually goes in.
Yeah.
Instead of having better farming ability. It doesn't look like he's farming the jungle anyways. And farming the lane, he might as well just do with a Frostburn instead of a plus 20 dot damage.
True.
If it's in the jungle, yeah, sure, get that Searing Light. But I don't think I've seen him in the jungle once. As he's still sitting on 0 denies, which is kind of funny. I've never seen a hard carry play with 0 denies.
That is pretty crazy. It is. Yeah, 134 and 0. How about that? A little bit of pressure on the bottom tower, but you see, look at what IG's or not IG, Team Excellent. I mean, they're all grouping up. So you talked about this earlier, Casey. They just need to group up, and they're taking your word for that. I mean, they're going to group up here at the top side. They do got a Soul's Bulwark on Kraken to lead the way. IG is not going to give it up for free by any means. They do counter push bottom. The middle lane also being counter pushed by Pestilence. And they already got Bubbles here who's level 12, so he's ready to initiate. And I wonder if they're actually going to go for that, maybe a catch right here. Is it going to be used? No invulnerability. So they say we're fine exchanging towers.
Yeah, mid tower might fall. Ooh. Nope, maybe. Then it's in deny range. He's going to try to fight for this.
Pestilence. Sandwraith, is he going to pour it in? No, Sandwraith is not going to go in with it. He was at the top lane, that is why they get the kill on a Master of Arms. Denied by Ravener, so at least they will pick up that for Team Excellent. But obviously they killed the top lane. In the meantime, Ophelia being chased down. Back to the middle lane, though. Release of Kraken was used. They do get the kill on Ophelia. Pestilence able to get away from the release of Kraken with that flight. Ball Lightning is going to hit, though. Beautiful Ball Lightning from Nox. A little bit of mix, honestly. Zergo kind of ran into it, too. But anyways, hey, he'll take it. Ravener's going to get picked off, though. And Kraken will fall as well. So as cheering as Nox was, I'm sure after that, it ended pretty, deadly for him as he falls in the end. So some fun plays coming out. But, again, big picture. After all of that, I think IG just continuing and gaining even a larger lead as a, holy crap, Dawnbringer in full. Now finished on Fibeli.
Yeah, P is really damn farmed. He's sitting on a 22-minute Energizer Dawnbringer.
And Steam Boots.
And C moves, of
And
course.
And Iron Shield.
And Iron Shield.
But
and
yeah, IG, I just feel like they're playing this, like they know how to play with the Sandwave, as Sibbe finds a solo pick on Fane there. Poor support player.
Yeah.
He really, I remember the last 5 times I've casted Honcast, I kept saying how I always see him play Bubbles. He plays Bubbles every time, and he plays it like really, really, really well. It's like top-notch Bubbles.
Yeah.
And they, on top of that, they know how to utilize the Sandwave, and then the whole team, they're just doing their job.
Yeah.
All of them. They're just playing it really well. They're not fighting them 5v5 because they could throw away the game doing that. They push the towers to get the pickups they can. They're playing it really safe, and I just feel like excellent. They're getting a little bit outmaneuvered and outplayed here by Internet Gangsters.
Yeah, it obviously being game number 1. Here's a quick recap on that, guys. Obviously, this is game number 1 here in this best out of 5. A trip to DreamHack Winter 2013 is on the line between Internet Gangsters and Team Excellent. And right now, IG definitely, you know, they are the favorites, no doubt, going into this matchup. They went 6-0 in the group stages to get to this point, and they actually got matched up against Team Excellent as a result of that. Excellent barely squeaked into that 3rd place spot. I mean, it was actually pretty close, and it definitely could have been for the worst of them. But they at least got to this point. But again, obviously a tough challenge that they run into an IG who's been looking really good lately. Top lane, Pestilence going to jump on a corrupted disciple. The follow from Sandwave. I mean, the movement is just too much. Excellent is just having so much trouble dealing with this movement. But again, that's the power of Sandwraith, the farm Sandwraith, the Embath on top. A portal key on Pestilence obviously leads the way. Bubble's also great for that. So, you know, again, it's just, you look at the lineup and it kind of speaks for itself. And IG is performing very well. So, all the credit to them in the world. So we'll start with, actually, middle lane. I just keep going. Action, guys. I want to let you talk, but holy crap, Ravener's going to get picked off. Ophelia's now in trouble as well. She will fall. Easy double tap coming up for IG. Okay,
Yeah.
well, yeah. I was going to say, what can Excellent do to come back, but clearly they're not even going to try. Can't blame them at this point. So, IG, they take game number 1, ladies and gentlemen. 24.5-minute victory for them. It was obviously I don't want to say 100% one-sided by any means, but they started to pick it up, and again, the movement was just proving to be too much for Team Excellence. So, quick overview of that game. Panty, we'll start with you. What did you think about that one?
Like Kevin said in the beginning, IG just got a lot of momentum going into laning phase. I mean, Excellent had a first couple of minutes, they got a couple of kills, really good for them, but IG just came back. They stayed consistent in their lanes. As soon as Sandwave hit level 6, they got 1 kill. When they got off cooldown, they got another one, and they just snowballed from there. So really well played from IG, and you know, Excellent. They really didn't push as fast as they should have, and they should have maybe applied a bit more pressure and kind of went as 5 before Sandwave got too much farm, and they just weren't able to do so. So IG takes that game pretty handedly.
That they do. Keizu, your thoughts?
Yep. As what I said in the start, it's going to come down to how they do in lanes and how fast Pew pushes with Ophelia, and they didn't have a tower in the first 10 minutes. And they played jungle versus no I don't like exactly recall when they took their first tower, but Pew was in 1 kill, which happened at the 4th minute, or at the 5th minute, the Bloodlust, and that's all he's been involved in the whole game.
Yeah.
And maybe 1 tower push, which happened way too late. But they just had to. Also, Kraken, he did so well on the bottom, but it's not like he did anything with his great start that he had. He kept on being in the bottom lane, and like CD, he can't really do anything when they move on him because he's just dead.